Hi, this is Dr. Pike again for LDR350, and we're in week 8 discussing chapter 14, Innovating. And the text is Leading with Communication by Gamble and Gamble. Change, meet resilience. We are often unable to see potential problems before they turn into crisis because of self-created illusionary cocoons we place ourselves in. One of the leader's primary responsibilities is to enable others to realize their resilience and the important roles that they have to play in controlling futures. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, thinking like optimists and adapting and growing through disruption. The role of resilience in the change process is as follows. It helps them protect themselves from giving in to their anxieties. Resilient people tend to be positive and optimistic. They're focused and can clearly envision their goals and direct energies towards them. Resilient people are flexible and they don't limit themselves to what is familiar or how things have always been done. They're organized and develop systems to handle ambiguity or uncertainty. They have disciplined courses of action. Resilient people are proactive. They excitedly seek to engage in change. Change-making and paving the way. An essential step in overcoming resistance to change is to understand why people don't want to change. People may not trust those who are asking for change and therefore view the change as unnecessary. They might worry that the change will result in downsizing and perhaps eliminate their job. People imagine that they might not be up to the change due to the lack of skills once it's implemented. Many people wonder if the change could mean that they will suffer a loss in personal power or status because they might suddenly need to share resources or no longer be able to make decisions for themselves. The leader's role is to reframe the idea of change so it is viewed as an opportunity. Leadership John Cotter suggests the following steps. A leader needs to help receivers promote an untapped opportunity as urgent. Believe that maintaining the status quo may find them in crisis so that they see that changing may be more risky than the change itself. The leader needs to identify a team of supporters, a guiding coalition whom others they admire and respect. These people partner in the pursuit of an opportunity. The leader needs to communicate a compelling vision. It needs to be uncomplicated and clear. It should push others forward into the future and clarify the organization's purpose, values, and goals. The leader needs to communicate the vision repeatedly and consistently through a variety of means and in ways that speak directly to the stakeholders and followers. Repetition is essential. The leader needs to give those involved the power to act and take risks so they do not feel powerless. Get the right people doing the right things, and things will happen. A leader needs to plan and attain for reachable goals, small incremental wins. Wins of any size help the leader create support for the change. A leader needs to emphasize achievements, building on them to yield more change. And we call this celebrating successes. The leader needs to institutionalize projects so that innovation becomes habit. And this becomes a continuing and cyclical process of organizational pursuits. Change managing, shaping the path. To manage, a change leader must be able to harness the emotions of the people involved so that they willingly walk down the path to a new future that the leader envisions for the organization. Leaders need to find ways to get followers on board emotionally. This is equally important as engaging them intellectually. Phrase what you want in ways that inspire and excite others. Don't just simply order them. Leaders need to follow sometimes and look to see what motivates individuals. They these individuals will help them develop resilience when facing change so that their defenses don't harden. The leader needs to give a sense of control to the followers over their futures, thereby reinforcing their willingness to respond more positively to change. Creativity, the key to unleashing innovation. For a leader, fostering change, innovation, and creative thinking go hand in hand. The spectrum of change exists along a continuum with evolutionary change at one end and revolutionary change at the other. Evolutionary change is defined as incremental or continuous improvement. Its goal is to make things better, and it is implemented quickly. Revolutionary change is a radical breakthrough or re-engineering, and its goal is to make things different, and it typically takes longer to implement. The challenge to the leader is to know what type of change is needed for the situation. By asking and answering the following questions, a leader can identify the nature of the need for change. Question 1. Would it be better to build on current structures or create new ones? Question 2. Are incremental improvements called for, or would it be better to come up with something totally different? Question 3. Are there constraints that we need to work within? Or are there just unlimited possibilities? Are we seeking something that works within systems currently in use? Ask question 4. And question 5, is the organization in need of a tweaking, or is a total transformation necessary? The most dramatic change involves altering the vision, mission, and values of an organization, as well as the kinds of people and processes used to accomplish the organization's work. Instead of imitating others, your role as a leader is to challenge the status quo and find a different and better way. Creativity is required. A leader's goal is to distinguish your organization from the competition. Your responsibility is to encourage the search for innovation as an idea stimulator. A leader's role is to create an environment that breaks others out of their comfortable mindsets. People need autonomy and work that is meaningful, and this makes a difference. They need to be able to have time to share and collaborate, because collaboration drives creativity. As a leader, if you experience difficulty, ask yourself what constraints you unconsciously placed on the problem. Do you have biases that limit your understanding or your ability to be able to define an issue for others? By challenging and changing norms and procedures and encouraging new understanding and actions, you as the leader can help the organization grow, develop, catalyze, change, and innovate. Thank you for sticking to the end of Chapter 14. We went through a lot of information rather quickly because your critical assignments are due this week, and I want to give you time to get on them. So rapidly, let's move to Chapter 15's lecture, and we'll just keep this rolling. Thank you.